Hey guys, it's Kristin. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to make a last minute centerpiece for Thanksgiving. This is something that you can do really quickly and it doesn't cost a lot of money. These are the items that I'll be using for today's project. So I got this wooden rustic box off of Amazon and I will link it in the video description. I have some of these foam blocks just in case I wanna put them inside and like poke some of the plants into them. These decorative plants I got at Hobby Lobby, and then these ones I got at Walmart. I also got some burlap and some electronic candles that I might use as well. Now, I had originally gone to Hobby Lobby, which had a bigger selection for Thanksgiving, like leaves and stuff like that, but I didn't get enough, so then I just stopped by Walmart and they had nothing. So if you are gonna do this, and it is like last minute, make sure you go to Hobby Lobby because they will definitely have a bigger selection for you to choose from. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take these leaves apart because I don't want them like this, because if I stick it straight in, it's gonna look kind of weird. Usually you can just pull on these and they come right off. So this little bunch will be perfect. So I'm just gonna pretty much just take all these off of this stick like this. So I broke apart all of the bunches and kind of separated them in piles so it makes it a little bit easier when I wanna start compiling my centerpiece. Next, I'm gonna take a piece of the burlap and kind of measure it so that it hangs over a little bit on the end, and we're gonna cut it on this side. And then what I'm gonna do is just kind of push this in like that so you have a little bit hanging up on the side. Now for me, my main focus is I want these candles to be in there. So that's gonna be my main focus, and I'm gonna build around that. So I'm gonna place these where I think they'll fit. And then this is where you can start using some of your foam pieces to kind of fill in. You may have to cut them because obviously this is too tall, but you can put a couple in between here or along the edges. And that way when you go to put this in, you can actually just kind of stab it in there like that. So as you can see, I went around the candles. This way I can stick them out along the edges and in the center, and then fill everything else with the leaves. So now I'm gonna start adding my pieces, and the nice thing is if you put these in certain spots and when you're done you don't like how it looks, you can just take them out and do it again. So it's not permanent or anything. I did save little pieces from when I took it apart and place those as needed. So you can see this one's a little bit heavy. Don't worry about that because you are gonna fill this with all the leaves and everything, which will hold it down. I am gonna save all these little acorns and I'm just gonna place them on top of the leaves once everything's done. So I've got all my bigger items in there and now I'm gonna start filling it with leaves. All right, so we're just gonna start kind of putting them all in there. And it really doesn't matter how you place them. If you want to, you can break them apart, which might be a little bit easier than having them as two in one. That way you can really spread it around a lot more. But we really just want to fill this whole entire bottom. So you pretty much just want to get to a point where you've used the leaves to hide all of your blocks and all the edges. So one thing I am noticing is these are up too high, so I'm kind of just cutting these off and then I'm going to place them back in so they're lower, because they're definitely sticking up way too high and I wanted them more in there. So I'm going to go around and cut all of these down so that they're lower into the box. So now I'm gonna take the berries that I have. I'm gonna leave some of these a little bit longer, but the other ones like at the bottom here, I'm just gonna pull, and if you just yank on it, it comes right off and it's just a piece of wire. So then what you can do is just, so you don't poke yourself, just fold that up and you can twist it. But now I can just lie this around inside the box, and some of the bigger pieces you can actually put along the edge. And now I'm gonna add some of the acorns. I decided not to use the silver ones because it just looks a little too Christmassy and also not really with what I'm going for, since all these colors are more like neutral tones. Now as you're looking around it, you definitely make some minor adjustments. So some of these leaves are sitting pretty flat, which you can see it's covering that. But what I need to do is kind of put them on an angle so they're sticking up a little bit more and not just lying flat. Just to finish it off, I'm gonna take my burlap and we're gonna stretch it to the end of the table. Unfortunately, one downside of burlap is no matter how you purchase it, it usually comes rolled up or folded, and then you've got all these wrinkles. So I am gonna have to give it a quick ironing. All right, well that helped a little, but not a lot. So we're just gonna pretend the wrinkles aren't there. So now I have the centerpiece on the table, and I think with everything together, it actually turned out really good. It's kind of nervous for a bit because it wasn't going exactly how I wanted, but the end result is perfect for me. So now one final touch, got our lights, there we go. All right, so now the centerpiece is completely finished. I did want to say a couple quick things. First, don't try to make yours look exactly like mine because that will never happen. Just kind of use it as inspiration for creating your own. And second, don't be too hard on yourself. You know, if things aren't exactly going how you had planned, or maybe it's not turning out how you thought, just keep going. Because it reminds me of painting, you know, when you're halfway through a painting and it's looking kind of weird, but then it all comes together at the end. That's what happened for me. I wasn't really sure halfway through and I was like, oh man, this is not really what I was trying to do. But now the end result, I think it looks awesome. But that's it for today's video. So I hope you guys liked it. And if you did, give me a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit this bell so you're alerted when I upload a video. And I'll talk to you later.